Okay, student. So, am I audible? Am I audible, everyone? Please let me know so that we can start the session. So, a few seconds. Okay, Shivank, yes, great. So, yes, today we are starting with the lower limb session second. We are starting. So, actually, the main point which I am going to highlight in the today's session is the femoral triangle and adductor region, adductor canal. But also, I will a few points which I missed out in the previous session about the topic. So, I will also pay attention on that topics also. So before starting the session, let's a quick recapitulation of the Unacademy platform. Myself, Dr. Mona Lisa. So, yeah, good evening, Shiny. Good evening, dear. So, yeah, the students who may be new to the platform, who have joined the Unacademy for the first time, and so for those, they have to use a code ANAT10. Yes, Sivang, good evening, dear. So, they can use the code ANAT10 for unlocking free sessions on the Unacademy platform. Also, I would like to tell you about the sessions which is going on. Sally, yeah, good evening, dear. So it's like NEET PG session which I am taking every day till the 28th of this month. 7:30 p.m. is the timing. Okay. Aman Kumar, yeah, good evening, dear. So this 7:30 p.m. is dedicated for the Falak, yeah, Falak. So NEET PG 2021, and the timing of 9 p.m. is dedicated for FMG 2021 examination, and the time of 6 p.m. is dedicated for my dear students, that is first year MBBS students. So, okay, so this is the timing for you, and the session is usually 1 hour 10 minutes like this. So we will cover up the topic today. So these are the details, like yes, Sagar Patel, yeah, good evening, dear, welcome. So yes, 20 seconds session today will be the 9th session of NEET PG session. Good evening, yes, good evening, everyone. And this is the old details of the FMG session, and this is the conceptual anatomy sessions details. So till 30th of May this month, I will take the sessions. Yeah, Manish Singh, good evening. So yes, of all the sessions, I want to give you few important points about the Unacademy platform, and just those who want to take the plus subscription, that PG iconic subscription is there, where the Prep Ladder and the Ajay, yeah, good evening, dear. Unacademy and Prep Ladder is merged, and you can just use the code ANAT10 for unlocking and for taking the plus subscription. So for this, you will get 10% discount. Now, again, boost your preparation of NEET PG by taking 3 months of subscription of Unacademy and get additional 1 month absolutely free. Okay. And the ANAT10 code is there, which can be used for you if you want to be the part of professional year batch second, if you want to be the part of professional third year batch, if you want to target the next 2022 session. So these are the sessions extremely useful for you. Also, image based session is there, which is upcoming session and already started also. So those who want to be the part of this session, all these sessions, you can be the part of plus subscription also. And for that, you have to take the subscription, and you can use the code ANAT10. Now, 34,000 of MCQs are there on the platform of Unacademy. So take the benefit of these MCQs, which will give you a better rank in the entrance examination. Download the Unacademy app, those who are using the Unacademy app for the first time, and then find your goal, that is NEET PG, and then use the code ANAT10 if you wish to take any of the subscription for 10% discount. So this is all details of the subscription. So yes, already done. Now after that, I would like to tell you about the learning objective of today's session. So today's session, firstly, for those who have joined, they should know what all things we are going to complete, because this is the time when we are going to complete the topic from top to bottom. Okay. So yes, and most of the time, as I told you, most of the time I will take your session. So don't worry, many important topics will be finished up. So yes, today's topic, the compartment of thigh, just an introduction of that. Actually, we have already started the front compartment of the thigh. So a brief introduction about how it is divided, and then also about saphenous opening, and then today's topic is femoral triangle and adductor canal. So along with the clinical topics and clinical anatomy related to the topic. So these are the crux point which I am going to explain today, and I want to cover up these topic in the session. So modification of deep fascia, which I have already finished in the study session. So I have already finished up the iliotibial tract. And if you remember, this was the session of study, and we have seen that iliotibial tract is having two muscles inserted in it. Can anybody tell me two muscles are inserted? This is from previous session. 2 muscles are inserted in it. Here only I finished yesterday's session. Anybody remembers 2 muscle inserts into iliotibial tract? Tensor fascia lata, absolutely right. Gluteus maximus, absolutely right. Yes, so many answers are coming up. Great, yeah, very nice. Yes, these 2 muscles. So the 2 important points, this we have already covered. The 2 other points which I want to cover up is saphenous opening and intermuscular septa. Okay, now my dear friends, can you see this oval shape opening? Can you appreciate this opening, oval shape opening? This opening which is lying in the fascia lata, this opening is called as saphenous opening. This is called as saphenous opening, and it's a oval opening lying in the fascia lata, deep fascia of the thigh region, the center of this opening. If we talk about the center of this opening, it is approximately 4 centimeter lateral and below an anatomical landmark which is called as pubic tubercle. So I will concentrate on the points which is very important for your viva and for your examination. So first point which is very important about saphenous opening is the location and where it is lying. So saphenous opening is a oval opening. So as student has told me, ma'am, write the notes along with us. So I am doing that. Oval opening, it's an oval opening lying in the fascia lata. Okay. So anything you didn't understand my writing, Ola, you can tell me. Okay. The center of the opening, the center of the opening means the saphenous opening lies 4 centimeter lateral and below. It lies 4 centimeter lateral and below the pubic tubercle. It lies 4 centimeter lateral and below the pubic tubercle. Okay. So this is about the saphenous opening location. Okay, this is about the saphenous opening location. Good evening, Dave. Good evening. And if I want to ask you approximate, can you tell me the dimension? So approximate dimension is that the saphenous opening is 2 centimeters in length and 2 centimeters in width. So it's length and width. So I'm writing in short. So 2 centimeters in length and 2 centimeters in width. And the direction, it is directed downwards and laterally. The direction of the opening is directed. If you talk about direction, the direction is downwards. Saphenous opening is directed downwards and laterally. So these are the points which is asked about saphenous opening. The other important point which is asked in the viva examination, what is falciform margin? Okay, what is falciform margin? So it is important. This was the MCQ which was also asked in the AIIMS entrance examination. सारा कुछ एनाटॉमी में सबसे ज्यादा जो एंट्रेंस एग्जाम का अगर आप एक सब पॉइंट को बहुत अच्छे से पढ़े हैं, इफ यू हैव कंप्लीटेड वन टॉपिक वेरी वेल, व्हाट यू कैन सी, यू कैन सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू नीट पीजी नेक्स्ट एंड एम्स एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन INICT. So that is you can just check your if you want, you can check your MCQ session also. But let's move on to the next important point, the opening. So what is falciform margin? Write down what is falciform margin. This has been asked and this is also asked in your viva examination. ये आपके viva में पूछा जाता है, and if you are able to answer this, you will get an additional number for it. आपको एक additional number provide किया जाएगा क्योंकि it's a good question. So falciform margin, what is falciform margin? The saphenous opening has got the saphenous opening. The opening means which opening? The saphenous opening. The saphenous opening has sharp crescent. It is having sharp crescent. Crescent means half moon. Shape is like a half moon. Sharp crescent lateral margin. Sharp crescent lateral margin lying in front of femoral sheath. Lying in front of femoral sheath. Lying in front of femoral sheath. This is called as falciform margin. Okay. So what is it? It is just a lateral margin which is half moon shaped or crescent shape, and it is covering the femoral sheath. It is lying just in front of the femoral sheath. And how is the saphenous opening closed? So saphenous opening is closed by it is closed by, you just write, it is closed by cribriform fascia. Cribriform fascia. So today we have got discussion on cribriform fascia also. Okay, it is closed by cribriform fascia. Can anybody tell me what is the other name? So yes, can anybody just guess what is the cribriform other name? It is also given some other names. Sieve-like, yeah, that is okay. I just want that cribriform fascia is also called as. Yeah, we know that cribriform fascia is one term, so it is also given other name. Perforating, no, cribriform fascia meaning I am not asking. Other name, it is also called as fascia cribrosa. The other name is, it is called as fascia cribrosa, and it is also called as Hazelback fascia. It is also called as Hazelback fascia. So everyone, space was less, so I have utilized this. Can you read it? The other name of cribriform fascia is, it is also called as fascia cribrosa or fascia Hazelback. Please note down this. Hazelback fascia. Jeenat Singla, absolutely right. Yes, it is also called as Hazelback fascia or fascia cribrosa. Absolutely right, Jeenat. Yeah, it is also modification in the deep fascia. Yes, Ganesh. Yes, absolutely right. Yes, it's also modification of deep fascia only. Yes, absolutely right, Ganesh. So let's move on to the next, that is intermuscular septa. Now, as we are approaching to the topic, we are concentrating on important topics of the front of the thigh. So yes, front of the thigh we are concentrating. So in that front of the thigh, there lies intermuscular septa. How many intermuscular septas? 3 intermuscular septas are there, and the 3 compartments are there. So there is if we see, there is one is the lateral intermuscular septa, and the other is medial intermuscular septa, and the other is posterior intermuscular septa. Posterior intermuscular septa. So we have got 3 septas: lateral, medial, and posterior. So few more details about this. So lateral intermuscular septa is the thickest. It is thickest. Lateral intermuscular septa is the thickest. And if you want to know where it is exactly, so it is exactly, actually it is lying on, it is merging with the lateral lip of linea aspera. So it is merging with linea aspera. Which lip of linea aspera? Lateral lip. Those who must have attended their session of lower limb in their medical college, they must have studied a bone, that is femur. So femur में एक बहुत thick line होता है, that is called as linea aspera. So lateral intermuscular septa is the thickest of the 3 intermuscular septas, and it is merging with the lateral lip of linea aspera. What about medial intermuscular septa? It lies in the medial lip of linea aspera. Linea aspera is present in femur bone. Okay, yeah, absolutely right, Sivank. Yes, we have seen, you must have covered at the topic. Yeah, posteriorly you can see thick line. Okay, that is called linea aspera. You must have attended the osteology session. So if I have got time in the coming session, so we will cover up the osteology part also. So if you will see the posterior intermuscular septa, it is poorly developed. It is very poorly developed. And one more point is important about these intermuscular septa. So it is separating which structures. Okay. So yeah. So if we talk about lateral intermuscular septa, it is separating anterior and posterior compartment. It is separating anterior and that of posterior compartment. If we talk about medial intermuscular septa, it is separating anterior and medial compartment. Anterior and that of medial compartment. If we talk about posterior intermuscular septa, it is separating medial and posterior compartment. It is separating medial and that of posterior compartment. Okay, so in one slide only I have included all these information, so you can just quickly write what is asked in your viva examination. सबसे important क्या है, जब भी this is very basic and it is always asked, and generally what happens, students basic चीजें भूल जाते हैं. Always it happens. So for example, I have seen when I was in AFMC also, and I was taking the Viva of first year students. So always when I ask them what is the nerve and artery of medial intermuscular, of medial compartment, posterior compartment or anterior compartment, तो वो vanish हो जाता था उनके mind से, because it is very primitive and basic question, but you should know this. It is very important that you should know this point. Okay, so this has been asked in the AIMS entrance examination few years back. I think 3 years back it was asked. 2018 May, it was asked about the nerve and arterial supply of each compartment, and this is a basic question of the Viva also, and always I have seen the student are not able to answer this basic question. So I don't want my student to skip this answer, so please see this. This is a transverse section. What you are seeing in this diagram, can everybody appreciate pink color, green color and blue color? Okay, so this is how the thigh is cut in the transverse section, and the 3 beautiful compartments can be seen. And actually, if you see here in the anterior compartment, if we talk about anterior compartment, so okay, we will also have a session of muscles of the compartment. Firstly, I am covering the important points. So anterior compartment, we have got muscles. We have got the anterior compartment muscles are sartorius, okay, that is vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius and rectus femoris. When we are talking about medial compartment, you can see here medial compartment has got adductor group of muscle, adductor magnus, adductor brevis and adductor longus. When I am talking about posterior group of muscle, so posterior group of muscle on the thigh is given a definite term that is called as hamstring group of muscle, and it is consists of semi-tendinosus, semi-membranosus and all. Okay, so we will have a detailed description of each compartment when I will come to that compartment. But now I just want to tell you about the compartment nerve and vessels residing there. So please write down. So when, like for example, I will cover up the muscles also, because muscles important. I know that each and every muscle origin and insertion is slightly difficult for the students to remember, but which is very important and sure going to be asked in the Viva. I will not skip that. So I will take a session on that also. So write down anterior compartment. So when we are talking about anterior compartment of thigh region, it is containing the major muscles of anterior compartment. So we will cover up the muscles. So I'm not writing. It's vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, sartorius. Okay, these are the basic muscles of the anterior compartment. So what, if any, can anybody tell me what is the nerve and blood vessel which is in the anterior compartment? Can anybody tell me what is the nerve? Okay, absolutely right. So I have got Terexate. So many of the students has given right answer. Absolutely right. Yes, femoral nerve and femoral vessels. Yes, absolutely right. Femoral nerve and femoral vessels. Very good. Now, my dear friends, what about so written? Now, can you tell me what about medial compartment? Medial compartment. Obturator, absolutely right. Yes. And posterior compartment. Obturator is the nerve. What about the vessel? Okay, yes. So medial compartment, if I'm talking about medial compartment. So medial compartment is the obturator nerve, is absolutely right. Can anybody tell me the vessels also? Obturator nerve is absolutely right. Which vessel? Vessel? Which vessel, dear students? Which vessel? Obturator artery. Yes, obturator artery is there, but more important is profunda femoris artery. Profunda femoris artery. So profunda femoris. Yes, absolutely right. Who is this? Falak. Yeah, deep femoral artery. Absolutely right. So this is most important, and accessory में हम obturator artery कह सकते हैं. It is accessory artery. So obturator artery and profunda femoris artery, and the nerve is obturator nerve. Posterior compartment, absolutely right. Many of the student has given the answer. It's the sciatic nerve. And what about the vessels? Anybody tell me the vessels? Vessels of posterior compartment. Superior gluteal, that is of gluteal region, dear. That is for gluteal region, Ganesh. Vessels, I will tell you, arterial anastomosis. Arterial anastomosis. The answer is arterial anastomosis in the back of thigh. back of thigh. Actually, I would like to tell you, when like in the back of thigh there is trochanteric anastomosis, there is cruciate anastomosis. Very important, anastomosis is lying there. So that important anastomosis is forming the arterial supply for posterior compartment. Okay, so this we have done about the thigh reason. So anybody can tell me what is the other name of anterior compartment? Anterior compartment is also called as which compartment? One more name is given. What is that? Extensor. Absolutely right. Yes, they are the extensors. They are also called as extensor compartment. Yes, posterior is also called as flexor compartment, and medial is also called as adductor compartment. It is according to their actions. So yes, a brief introduction has been done, and now coming to the important. So actually, according to the new curriculum, now moving with the femoral triangle, according to the new curriculum, you have to achieve two competencies. You have to achieve two competencies from your theory sessions and from your dissection. The two competencies according to the new curriculum is that you have to know and demonstrate. What do you mean by the word demonstrate? Means you have to identify in the cadaver also. So if your mind is not knowing the thing, can you identify in the cadaver? Impossible. So first thing is that you should know in depth the anatomy of the structures, and then you can understand any kind of dissections or any kind of cadaveric images. Okay, so here I will like to induce in between cadaveric images to make you understand when I have done with the theory part. So number of competency is two. One is that you have to know boundaries, floor, roof, and content. And the other is you have to also know the anatomical basis of femoral hernia and psoas abscess. So psoas abscess and femoral hernia was the clinical anatomy which was related to the topic of femoral triangle. So we are now going to achieve this two competency. Okay, so we have to achieve these two competencies. So let's start with the femoral triangle. Now, the first thing about femoral triangle is that where it is located. So it is exactly lying where? It is lying, if you will see in the diagram and also in the cadaveric images, it's a triangular depression. It is a triangular depression area which is lying in front. Yes, flexor, Sivank, flexor. So yeah, it's lying in front of, if you're in front of upper 1/3 of thigh, and it is lying immediately below. Yes, immediately upper 1/3. Yes, absolutely right. Immediately below, and it lies immediately below which structure? Inguinal ligament. Absolutely right. It lies immediately below the inguinal ligament. Below the inguinal ligament. So yes, this is exact location. Now coming to the boundaries. Okay, Shlok Agarwal, welcome to the session. The next point is about the boundaries of femoral triangle. So let's see this diagram where you can appreciate the boundaries. So exactly the dotted yellow lines which you are seeing is the boundaries of femoral triangle. So its base is formed by inguinal ligament. This is forming the base. Adductor longus is forming the medial border. Actually, adductor longus, as you can see in the diagram, if you will see nicely, you can see it is also contributing slight part in the floor. So it is also contributing floor and forming the boundary, medial boundary. Sartorius is forming the lateral boundary. Actually, medial border of sartorius and medial aspect of adductor longus is forming the boundary. So let's write this. Okay, femoral triangle and adductor canal, two important questions of lower limb. Okay, these questions can come as a short note. So in that you have to make the diagram, and the important point generally asked is clinical aspect related. Yes, absolutely right, Amita. Absolutely right, Amita. So let's write the boundaries of femoral triangle. So this is very important for your theory examination, theory paper. It's definitely these two questions are coming. Okay, so boundaries laterally, it is bounded by medial border of sartorius. Laterally, it is bounded by medial border of sartorius muscle, and medially it is bounded by medial border of adductor longus muscle. Absolutely right. Adductor longus muscle. Absolutely right, Amita. Absolutely right. What about the base? Inguinal ligament. So my dear friends, now your abdomen class has not been taken, but inguinal ligament, some of you must be knowing, inguinal ligament is formed by the aponeurosis. What do you mean by the word aponeurosis? Flattened muscle tendon. So flattened muscle tendon is called as aponeurosis. So inguinal ligament is formed by which muscle aponeurosis? Yes, absolutely right, Sivan. It's formed by external oblique muscle aponeurosis. Actually, the lower free margin of external oblique muscle aponeurosis is leading to the formation of inguinal ligament. Absolutely correct. Yes, this is absolutely correct. What about the apex? So apex is just where it's just a region where medial and lateral border are meeting. So you can say sartorius muscle is overlapping over, it's overlapping over which muscle? Adductor longus muscle. So that is forming the apex. So this is the boundary. So we have done with the boundaries. Now next point I want to explain is the roof. Actually these are very important for your MCQ sessions also. So let's move on to the roof structure. Roof structure of the femoral triangle. So roof of femoral triangle is formed by skin. It's formed by superficial fascia. So what is important for you to know is that you have to know all the structures which is lying in the superficial fascia, the structures which is lying in the superficial fascia, the structure which is lying. So study session I have told you, I have shown you superficial fascia में superficial inguinal lymph node lie करता है, and that is arranged in the form of T shape. So it is containing which inguinal lymph node? It is containing superficial inguinal lymph node. It is containing superficial inguinal lymph nodes. It is also containing femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. It is also containing, so this has been asked as an MCQ session also, what all structures lies in the superficial fascia. So one is the superficial inguinal lymph node, the other is femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. Genitofemoral nerve. Okay. So, and also the roof, also the superficial fascia is containing, yes, absolutely right. Yes, who is this? Sejal. Yes, Sejal, you are absolutely right. It is also containing fascia lata. It is overlap fascia lata with saphenous opening. Yes, saphenous opening is also there. Saphenous opening. So yes, we have done with the three structures which is lying. Other than that, yes, ilioinguinal nerve also. Yeah, coming to the other contents. Actually one of the point is superficial fascia, superficial branches of femoral artery is also emerging out. Superficial, okay, sure. Superficial branch of femoral artery is also lying there. Upper part of great saphenous vein is also lying there. Yeah, superficial branch of femoral artery. So yesterday only we have done. Okay, yesterday only we have seen that superficial branches of external. Yeah, yes, one of this. Siddiqui is telling superficial branches are three. Yesterday session we have completed. One is superficial circumflex iliac, superficial external pudendal, superficial epigastric. Okay, also containing upper part of great saphenous vein. Great saphenous vein. So yes, okay, so we have done this. Now coming to the floor. So which are the floor muscle? Actually, when you will see the diagram, I would like to show. And when we have got adductor longus, we have got pectineus, we have got iliacus and psoas major muscle, which is forming the floor muscle. Actually, adductor longus is a muscle which is not only included in the floor, but it is also forming the boundary. So here I would like to show you as we move from medial to lateral here. The first muscle which you are seeing here is the adductor longus muscle. The next muscle is the pectineus muscle. Then we have got psoas. Actually, psoas major tendon is only seen. Psoas muscle tendon. Tendon. Okay, contribution from ilioinguinal nerve also. Contribution from ilioinguinal nerve also. Yeah. and most laterally is iliacus. Most laterally, which muscle is the iliacus muscle is lying there. Now see here, so you can write it, the muscles from medial to lateral. The muscles which is forming the floor from medial to lateral is, the muscles are medial to lateral. The most muscle is actually adductor longus. No doubt about this, because adductor longus is also a muscle of medial compartment. The next muscle is pectineus. Pectineus. Which is the next one? The next is psoas major muscle. And thereafter we have got iliacus. Absolutely right. Iliacus. Absolutely right. So most of the students are knowing all these facts. Very nice. So a quick revision is going on. Okay, very nice. Done? Yeah. So after that, let's see the content. The next point is the content of femoral triangle. So actually content one by one I will explain, and the first content which I want to tell you is the femoral artery. It's a very important content which is lying here. And if you will see the femoral artery, exactly it traverses, it is lying in the femoral triangle, and it is passing from which point? Anatomical landmark. Anyone? Exact location is mid-inguinal point. What is the extent of mid-inguinal point? Can anybody tell me? It traverses at the landmark of mid-inguinal point. What is mid-inguinal point? Today I have explained the difference between mid-inguinal point and midpoint of femoral artery. So it is midpoint of which two landmarks? Mid-inguinal point. Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. It is midpoint of AS, IS and that of pubic symphysis. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yes, absolutely right. Yes, this is the midpoint of AS, IS, and so it traverses in the femoral triangle at the point of mid-inguinal point, and then it moves towards the apex. Okay, so it is inside the femoral triangle. It is giving three superficial branches. It is giving three superficial branches and three deep branches. So superficial branches in the study session we have done. So what is it? It's the superficial circumflex iliac. It is superficial circumflex iliac. It's superficial epigastric, superficial epigastric, and superficial external pudendal. Superficial external pudendal. So yes, these are the three superficial muscles, superficial arteries. Sorry, these are the three superficial arteries. What about the deep arteries? The deep arteries are muscular artery. Muscular artery. One is the muscular artery. The other is profunda femoris artery, and the other is deep external pudendal. Absolutely right, Akshay. Absolutely right, everyone. Deep external pudendal. The other is deep external pudendal. So these are the deep and superficial branches of the arteries which is lying in the content of femoral triangle, which is lying as a content of femoral triangle. Yeah. Okay, this was the one content. What about the others? So let's move on to the second content, the femoral vein and its tributaries. So femoral vein and its tributaries, which will correspond to the branches of femoral arteries. Yeah, sure, Sivang, please write down. Yeah. So femoral vein is there, and femoral, actually, one more point I just want to write, femoral sheath is there. So actually femoral sheath, we will have the discussion in detail. This comes as a short note. Femoral sheath is approximately covering 3 to 4 centimeters of femoral vessels, upper part of the femoral vessel. So it is covering proximal part, you can say proximal part of femoral vessels. We will discuss femoral sheath in detail because it comes as a short notes. It comes as a short note question, femoral sheath. So we will discuss it in detail. What about the third content? One more important is femoral nerve is lying there. Femoral nerve is lying outside the femoral sheath. Other content is femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. Absolutely right. Nerve to pectineus also lies there. What lies? So yes, lateral cutaneous nerve of thigh also we have seen study. Lateral cutaneous nerve of thigh, it's a direct branch from lumbar plexus, root value L2, L3. Yes, Siddiqui, you are absolutely right. So yes, other than that, it is also having nerve to pectineus. It is also having nerve to pectineus. It is also having, so I have written lateral femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. Yes, we have write it. And it's a nerve to pectineus, lateral cutaneous nerve of thigh is also lying there. Yes, lateral cutaneous nerve of thigh. And one more structure, very important, which I have not written till now. What is it? Deep inguinal lymph nodes. Deep inguinal lymph node. Yes, Amita, you are absolutely right. It's the deep inguinal lymph node. So all are revising or saying answers from opening the book. Okay. Okay. So anyways, writing it and telling answers, that is also very good. That is good revision. Yeah. So yeah. That is all of these structures. What I have told you is the content. All these structures are the important content. Revising shiny mandal, absolutely right. Yeah, that is the good point. Yeah. Now, this is a diagram here. You can see inguinal ligament is forming the base, as you can see here, and the important structures has been shown. The femoral sheath, which is covering the femoral vessels, the femoral nerve and all is lying outside the sheath. So important contents has been shown here: femoral nerve, femoral vein, femoral artery, and the boundaries. Now, and one more thing I just want to tell, I will come to these points. So before that, actually one important mnemonic is there, navel. This is a mnemonic for the content of femoral triangle. Okay, when one move from lateral to medial side, lateral to medial side. So you can just remember the content by this mnemonic. N for femoral nerve. Okay, Amita, yes. A for femoral artery, V for femoral vein, E for empty space for the distension of the vessels, and L for lymph nodes. L for lymph nodes. Got it? So this is a very simple navel which you can know the contents of femoral triangle. So yes, thereafter, let me show you this diagram where you can appreciate important arteries of the femoral artery. So yes, the femoral artery trunk you are seeing here, this is the trunk of the femoral artery. This is femoral artery, and important superficial branches are superficial circumflex iliac going towards anterior superior iliac spine. You can see here the superficial epigastric going towards the upper umbilical region, means going towards the abdomen. Superficial external pudendal going towards the pubic area. Deep external pudendal has been shown. Also profunda femoris has been shown. So all these branches which is shown here as the 6 branches we know, that is muscular branches are also there: profunda femoris, deep external pudendal, and 3 superficial branches. These are the contents in the femoral triangle. Okay. So here one more diagram showing important branches of the femoral artery. So this is femoral artery. Here you can see one of the important branches, profunda femoris. Okay, profunda femoris, which is basically giving its more branches to the medial aspect or medial compartment of thigh. It is giving 2 important branches, which is very important. One is lateral circumflex femoral and other is medial circumflex femoral. Again, this lateral and medial circumflex femoral is giving 3 branches. What are they? Ascending, transverse, and descending. So when we will study the topic of anastomosis, जब हम topic of anastomosis पढ़ेंगे at the back of the thigh, then we will see how these ascending transverse branches is forming cruciate and trochanteric anastomosis. Okay, sometimes short notes also come like anastomosis at the back of thigh. So these branches of lateral and medial circumflex femoral, that is transverse ascending branches mainly, is forming the anastomosis. Also, you can see the perforating and branches of the profunda femoris artery in this diagram. Now I would like to show you this cadaveric image. Okay, this image which I am showing you is the cadaver. Dissection has been done, and what is the green color highlighted area? You can nicely know that identify that this highlighted area is femoral triangle. Now in this cadaveric image, you have to identify this is the base. Okay, so this base is inguinal ligament. Now, my dear friends, here I would firstly like to highlight three important structures. So here I will use blue color here for vein. So this is vein. Actually, this comes like a question for your examination. This will come for your image based MCQs also for your entrance exam for your next. And see here. So yes, I have used three colors, and here you can see. Now what is this? This is femoral vein, medial most. This is femoral artery. This is femoral nerve, the lateral most. This is femoral nerve. Okay, so in this diagram, you can clearly identify the structures from medial to lateral. Medial most is femoral vein, then femoral artery, and then femoral nerve. The other muscle also you can identify. So this is L for lateral aspect, and laterally which muscle is this? So I am just highlighting this muscle. So very nicely, yes, sartorius. Very nicely you can see sartorius. Can anybody tell me sartorius is example of which morphological muscle? Morphologically, sartorius muscle is an example. Morphologically, it is an example of which type of muscle? Sartorius. Hybrid? No. Sartorius is not a hybrid muscle. Morphological, muscle fibers arrangement, long muscle. Proper term, it's an example of strap muscle. It is an example of strap muscle. Do you remember the first classes of general anatomy? Example of strap muscle, sartorius. Example of strap muscle with tendinous intersection. Which muscle? Strap muscle with tendinous intersection. Anyone remembers? Strap muscle with tendinous intersection. One is doing like this. Okay, first class of the general anatomy. First, third, fourth class hoga muscles ka. Okay. No, you can tell me. I will give you a hint. Strap muscle with tendinous intersection. This is the muscle which is also called as six-pack muscle. Six-pack muscle. Now give me the answer. Now you can tell me. Rectus abdominis. Yes, Ganesh, absolutely right. Yes, Sandeep. Yes, absolutely. Rectus abdominis muscle. Absolutely right, Siddiqui. So yes, now you can identify this muscle also. This muscle. This is forming the floor and also medial border. Which muscle is this? Okay, Sagar, now you're understanding. I'm also very glad. If the students are understanding, that makes me very motivated also. So yes, you are understanding anatomy. That is good. Okay, so this is adductor longus muscle medially rahega. This is adductor longus muscle medially. This part of the muscle which you are seeing will be pectineus muscle. Ye kaun sa muscle hai? Pectineus muscle. Or generally here a small bit of muscle which you are seeing, this which I am highlighting with white color. Actually, this bit of muscle here will be one. This will be psoas major tendon. Actually, psoas major का tendon ही रहता है हमारे femoral triangle में, and most laterally this muscle will be iliacus. This muscle is iliacus. So all important things. More than this will not be asked in your examination. जब आपका exam होगा, जब आपका viva होगा, तो main things is that which is very much evident and which are large structure. That is coming for spotting also and for your viva examination also. Large structures will be asked, not small branches and all. In the viva, they will ask you what are the branches, superficial branches of femoral artery, like this. Details they will ask theory, but big muscles and big nerves and vessels will be asked for identification. Okay, so we have done femoral triangle, cadaveric image. This was the cadaveric image. Okay, now we will move on to the next. This is a diagram in which you can see that femoral nerve is lying outside the femoral sheath. Femoral nerve is lying outside the femoral sheath. As you can see in the diagram, this structure is the sheath. This structure is the sheath, femoral sheath. This is the femoral sheath, which has been including the upper part of femoral vessels, and this is also showing the opening of great saphenous vein. Syani Jana. No, Swas major muscle is a very important muscle which is seen in the abdomen region. Okay, so Swas abscess. What I told you, for achieving true competency of this topic, we have to understand Swas abscess also, and we have to understand femoral hernia also. Now, Syani, what happens? Swas major muscle is a very big, bulky muscle of abdomen. So when it is reaching, actually iliacus and psoas muscle is reaching the lower abdomen, lower limb, but it is not a muscle of lower limb. It is coming up from the lumbar region. So जब वो नीचे आता है, जब वो lower limb के तरफ आता है, when they are reaching to the lower limb, what happens? They become tendinous. They becomes narrow down. Got it? So in the area of femoral triangle, when you will dissect, actually the big bulky muscle is not seen. A narrow part of it muscle is seen. That is called as psoas tendon. Got it, Shani? Yeah. Now let's see what is femoral sheath. Okay, in this diagram, I think now you are able to understand. Okay, here can everyone appreciate the white sheath which I am highlighting with green color? Everyone, can you see this? This green color sheath is the femoral sheath. And my dear friend, this femoral sheath is covering the upper 3 to 4 centimeters of femoral vessel. It is forming a covering or sheath for the upper 3-4 centimeters of the femoral vessel. Okay, what is asked is how it is formed and what is the layers which is forming it anteriorly and posteriorly. Femoral sheath anteriorly is formed by fascia transversalis and posteriorly it is formed by fascia iliaca. What is fascia iliaca? Iliacus muscle, which is a muscle of abdomen region. When it is reaching the lower limb, it is covered by fascia, that is called as fascia iliaca. So write down. Write down. Femoral sheath is funnel. It's funnel shaped sleeve of fascia. It's funnel shaped sleeve of fascia enclosing upper 3 to 4 centimeters of femoral vessels. Again, femoral sheath is modification of which structure? Can anybody tell me? It's a question of general anatomy. Femoral sheath is a modification of which structure? Anyone? Femoral sheath is modification of which structure? Okay, students are writing, I think. Okay. Femoral sheath is modification of which structure? Okay, I got the answer. D fascia. Ganesh, absolutely right. Yes, Ganesh, absolutely right. It's a modification of D fascia. Okay, when we will move on head and neck and where so you will see modification of D fascia is femoral sheath. So many modifications of D fascia. It is forming sheath around vessels. It is forming sheath around nerves. It is forming sheath around tendons. It is forming flexor reticulum. It is forming fibrous raphe. It is forming aponeurosis. So many structures are there and covering. So we will, this we have done in the first session. Ligaments, it forms ligaments, it forms raphe. Okay. Now let's move on with the further explanation of femoral sheath. Very important topic for your short note. Okay. Anterior wall of femoral sheath is formed by, write down, anterior wall of femoral sheath is formed by fascia transversalis. Fascia transversalis. Posterior wall of femoral sheath is formed by fascia iliaca. Inferiorly, what about inferior aspect? So inferiorly, what you can see, this femoral sheath is merging with the femoral vessels connective tissue. Okay. So actually in some book it is also written it is merging exactly with connective tissue, and you can say the outer layer, tunica adventitia layer of femoral vessels. That we have done in the histology part, and we know that vessels outermost layer is called as tunica adventitia. Okay, so write down inferiorly the sheath merges with connective tissue of femoral vessels, and in bracket you can write that tunica adventitia means the outermost layer of femoral vessels. Now, one more thing is that actually when you will see the sheath, it is having means compartment inside, and it is often asked in the MCQ session, and also it is important for your Viva examination that you should know what structures are lying in each compartment of femoral sheath. So femoral sheath, if you will see the femoral sheath, it's a wall in the lateral aspect. Lateral wall of femoral sheath is somewhat vertical and straight. But if you will see the medial aspect of femoral sheath, it is slightly it's slightly oblique. It's directed oblique. It's slightly oblique in direction. And compartment. So I would like to tell you about the compartments. Then I will show you the diagram also. So write down. It is having 3 compartments. Femoral sheath is having 3 compartments. And it is important for you to know the structures lying in each compartment. So write down, and then I will show you the diagram. So 3 compartments are there. One is lateral compartment. In the lateral compartment, the structure residing is femoral artery and femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. Genitofemoral nerve. In the intermediate compartment or middle compartment, the structure residing is femoral vein. And in the medial compartment, the structures residing is, here only I will write, in the medial compartment, what lies? Lymph nodes. What lies? Lymph nodes. There is a particular name given to this lymph node, which is called as deep lymph nodes. They are actually, these are called as lymph node of Rosenmuller or lymph node of Cloquet. This is called as, these lymph nodes are called as lymph node of Rosenmuller or lymph node of Cloquet, draining the pubic areas. Draining lymphatics from which area? Draining lymphatics from pubic area. So yes, same diagram here. This green color structure is the sheath. This is the medial compartment. Okay, this is the medial compartment. This is the intermediate. So lateral compartment is having one nerve and that of femoral artery. Intermediate compartment is vein, and the medial most compartment is femoral canal, which is having lymph node of Cloquet or Rosenmuller. So this is the diagram. So this diagram, all of you, you have to make this diagram in your examination. In your examination, if the question comes about femoral sheath, you make that diagram and you write the content which I am giving. That is more than enough. So you will get approximately 85-90% numbers. So practice making diagrams also. So now femoral canal. So femoral canal also can come as a short note. Femoral canal, the medial compartment of femoral sheath. So this is the femoral canal. The medial compartment of femoral sheath is called as femoral canal, and approximately the dimension is 1.5 centimeters in length and 1.5 centimeters in breadth. So write down medial compartment of femoral sheath. Medial compartment of femoral sheath is called femoral canal. It's called as femoral canal. Okay, approximately the dimension is 1.5 centimeters in length and 1.5 centimeters in breadth. Okay, 1.5 centimeters in length and 1.5 centimeters in breadth. Now, upper end of femoral canal is called as femoral ring. Upper end. So femoral canal medial most compartments ka upper end jo hoga, that part is called as femoral ring. So upper end of femoral canal is called as femoral ring. So, okay, I will take another 15 minutes to complete the topic. So, all of you just 15 minutes more I required. Okay. Okay. Upper. Okay. Upper end of femoral canal is called as femoral ring. Is called as femoral ring. So femoral ring boundaries, femoral ring का boundary अगर हम बात करें, what is its boundary? So femoral ring is bounded anteriorly by boundaries. It is bounded anteriorly by inguinal ligament, posteriorly by pectineus. Posteriorly which structure? Pectineus. Actually, this pectineus is also covered by a fascia. So pectineus fascia is covering over. This is the anterior and posterior. And on medial aspect, it's very important surgically. I will tell you medially what structure? Lacunar ligament. This is very important, right? On lacunar ligament. Laterally, it is separated from intermuscular septa by the intermediate compartment. So medially, lacunar ligament. Posteriorly, pectineus fascia. And anteriorly inguinal ligament, posteriorly pectineus fascia, anteriorly inguinal ligament, and medially lacunar ligament. Okay. So now coming to the topic of femoral hernia. Okay. So I just want to give you a few important points about femoral hernia. And this femoral ring is closed by condensation of tissues. And femoral hernia is actually, it's quite common in case of females. And the reason, I know most of you must be knowing, the reason is that females has got a wider pelvis. It is more common in females. And the reason is that females has got wider pelvis and yeah, surgical Shani. It's surgery is taken. Surgery. Okay. Femoral hernia, surgical repair is done. Okay, I will come to that point. Wider pelvis and low caliber or a smaller caliber of femoral vessels. So these are the two reasons because of this femoral hernia is more common in females. Okay. Now in females, what happens? Their abdomen is sometimes lax also. They go on for multiple pregnancies and surgeries. And if you are not going for a good exercise and fitness, what happens? Your abdomen wall is slightly weak and your wide pelvis is there. So there is an opening, as you know, femoral canal is an opening. You already know. So through that opening, the content of the abdomen can herniate. Okay. And the content which is herniating through this opening, that is called as femoral herniation. Okay. So femoral hernia occurs at the site of potential weak area. Okay. Potential weak area. So write down. So femoral hernias is quite common in female. It is occurring in area of potential weakness area, femoral canal. That is generally the area of femoral canal. And what happens? Intestinal. In this case, what happens? Intestinal loop will herniate through which opening? It will herniate through which opening? It will herniate through femoral canal. Okay. Now, one more important point is that it is more common in females because of their lax abdominal wall. They have got a wider femoral canal as compared to that of males. And there is a subsequent course. Okay. So course means what is the direction of hernia? So write down course of hernia, or you can say write down the direction. Course of hernia. Hernia is unilateral or bilateral? Ganesh, hernia is that depends. Mainly, most of the time it is seen in unilateral. It can be both bilateral or unilateral. Aapka, which is the area of weakness? Okay, in certain cases we can have both the side herniation. Okay, many cases has been seen. जब वो surgery ward में आते थे OPD में, तो we have seen that certain cases there is herniation on both the side, but the herniation level and how much the herniated loop has been protruded, and if it is strangulated. What do you mean by the word strangulation? Means knot, like, okay, for example, if it is strangulated means knot hai, it is like this, knotted. Okay, The herniated loop means intestine has become like a knot. It is overlapping over each other. What will happen? That loop will affected of blood supply, gangrenous. So a emergency operation has to be performed. Otherwise, by proper exercise and for proper, so it is important that it is more commonly seen in women because they go for multiple pregnancy, they are obese, and they have got wider pelvis. Okay, so we have to know the course of hernia. So we want to do an operation that is called as herniorrhaphy or hernioplasty, and we put back that herniated loop inside the abdomen. हम क्या करते हैं? We will put back the herniated loop inside the operation, and then we will form a mesh, and we will just tie that wide. Femoral canal should not be more wide, so we will lessen the lumen of the femoral canal, and we will form a mesh. At times we go for mesh work. So mesh is formed, a netted mesh is formed, so that the area of weakness is getting more strength and herniation is not possible. Okay. So first thing is that you should also know that the course of hernia is how. So the course of herniated loop, I am talking about herniated loop. What is the herniated loop? Intestine. Intestinal loop has come in the intestinal loop from abdomen area has come inside the femoral triangle region. No, so course of hernia, write down. It first passes downwards. Where? In the direction of femoral canal. So pehle kahan jayega? It will go downward in the femoral canal. This is the first direction. The second is it will pass forward via saphenous opening, and the third direction is it will pass upwards. So it will pass upwards along the direction of superficial epigastric artery or superficial circumflex iliac artery. So so I have written very short, I will, space was less, I will tell once more. The herniated loop will first go downward. It will first go downward, then slightly forward, and then upward. Okay, this is the direction. So you must be wondering why ma'am is telling the direction of the loop. What is the necessity of knowing the direction? My dear friends, the surgeon has to go just reverse this direction to push back the herniated loop inside the abdomen. हमें क्या करना है? If the certain structure has arrived in a wrong position, it has reached the wrong position, we have to push back that herniated loop inside the abdomen. So that is the thing which is required, an operation, and operation becomes an emergency operation, and emergency surgery has to be done if the loop which is herniated. For example, if the loop is like this, okay, if the loop has come like this, so it's not an emergency condition. But if the loop has been strangulated, it is forming a knot like this. Okay, it is forming a knot like this. That means we have to untie that loop, we have to loosen that loop, and then we have to push back that structure, or at times we have to cut the part of that loop and then again suture it. Okay, if it has become a very entangled loop and it becomes very difficult for surgeon to unlock that loop, what they will do, they will cut that loop and then again suture it and push it back inside the abdomen. Got it? So that pushing back of the loop is done exactly opposite to the direction of herniated loop. Okay, so write down. Now, one more thing I just want to tell. My dear friends, one more. You will only tell me the answer. Okay. So, see this diagram. So, my dear friends, this is a femoral canal. Okay. My dear friends, this is femoral canal. Okay. Now, if we have to go for surgery, so we have to cut the femoral canal. We want to push the structures back. So if very little space is there, it becomes difficult for the surgeon to perform the surgery. So can the cutting will be done medially or laterally? Can you tell me? The cutting will be done medially or laterally? Which is the better way of cutting? Medially. Yes, absolutely right. Medially is correct, my dear friends. I will tell you why. Yes. Why? Because if lateral cutting is done, we will cut which structure? We will cut femoral vein. If we will cut the ligament, or if we will cut more laterally, then we are going to cut the femoral vein. But if we are going to cut it medially, we are cutting which ligament? My dear friends, see the anatomy here. Medially, which structure lies? Lacunar ligament. Which ligament? Medial boundary of this femoral ring. Absolutely right. Who is this? Sagar Patel, Amita, Ganesh. Absolutely right. So medial aspect पे कौन सा ligament है? We have got lacunar ligament. So once if we are cutting the lacunar ligament, we are not cutting any vessels. We are at the safer side. So in case of quick operation to be performed, for example, entangled loop, that is called as strangulated loop. What is it called as? Strangulated loop. So we want to perform a quick operation there. So we want to cut on the medial aspect. The structure cut is lacunar ligament, and the surgery result is very good, and everything is fine. But what happens if there is something abnormal there? Okay, so I want to describe one more thing. So firstly, write down this point, then I will describe one abnormality. So write down. Yes, abnormal obturator artery. So I'm coming to that point. Okay, I'm coming to that point. So first point, please write down this. In case of strangulated hernia, निखिल मैम, आपके रिकॉर्डेड प्लस कोर्स में लोअर लिम कब हुआ है? निखिल अगर ओके, यू आर द प्लस कोर्स. So yes, you just search for lower limb, you will get it. Actually, lower limb I have done for various competitive exam. So you can go for my comprehensive anatomy, but more in detail here. So yes, you can search for comprehensive anatomy courses there. In that you have to search for lower limb session. Comprehensive anatomy mein milega. You will get it. Okay, Nikhil, you will get it. Comprehensive anatomy session of lower limb you have to go. Okay. In case of strangulated hernia, we have to enlarge the femoral ring. So femoral ring, and it can be achieved by cutting medial wall, or you can say medial edge of femoral ring. And my dear friends, the medial edge is formed by medial edge achieved by cutting medial edge. It will be achieved by cutting medial edge, that is lacunar ligament. Yeah, Nikhil, yes, plus course of for first year MBBS. Actually, soon, don't worry, soon it will come. Actually, so I was trying also plus course of first year MBBS, because they actually the session was more concentrated on competitive exam. So my plus courses are there for next. My plus courses are there for NEET PG, FMG and all, and INICT also. So yes, in the coming session I will plan, but don't worry. You can attend this free sessions also. Many of the things I will cover up here also. And let's have some quick revision type of plus course I will plan also. Okay. So achieved by cutting medial edge of lacunar ligament. Got it? Okay. Now, what is the abnormality which open? One more thing here I just want to show. The direction of hernia we have already done. And here you can see this is fascia transversalis. This is forming the anterior wall of femoral sheath. This is fascia iliaca, which is forming posterior wall of femoral sheath. And here you can see these are femoral artery and vessels. And through here there will be a gap through which the herniated loop is traversing. And the direction of the loop traversing we have already seen. Downwards, femoral canal. Forward, syphilis opening. Upward, along the superficial epigastric vessel and circumflex iliac. So we have seen that direction also. What is important here is to know, actually I will explain it firstly and then we will come. Abnormal obturator artery. So my dear friends, can you see the herniated sac is strangulated? So you can see here the herniated sac is strangulated. As you can see in the diagram, the herniated sac is strangulated. So we are going to cut which ligament, my dear friends? So here I will just highlight it with green. Okay, this ligament we are going to cut, this green color ligament. Okay, this ligament we are going to cut, and this is which ligament? This is lacunar ligament. This is lacunar ligament. Now, my dear friends, can you see one artery, red color artery is lying very close to it. What is this artery? This is abnormal obturator artery. This is abnormal obturator artery. So what happens actually? Obturator artery normally is a branch of anterior division of internal iliac artery. Normal obturator artery is a branch of anterior division of internal iliac artery, normal obturator artery. Okay, in case of abnormal, what happens? One of the branch of obturator artery is called as pubic branch. This pubic branch will anastomose with the pubic branch of inferior epigastric, and at times this anastomosis is large and lying on the medial aspect. As you can see, this is a branch which is going on medial aspect of lacunar ligament, and this is abnormal obturator artery. So what will happen? The surgeon is not knowing the anatomy. He is very sure that there is no artery lying on the medial aspect, because in normal anatomy, there is no artery lying on the medial aspect. The artery and the veins are lying on the lateral aspect. So he will blindly cut it. Okay, with full confidence, he will cut the medial aspect, and he or she is not knowing anatomy. What they will do? They will cut the abnormal obturator artery. Got my point, everyone? Have you understood? Give me a thumbs up if you have understood. Okay. Nikhil Ahmed, no, it's not like that. You can, no, it's not like that. Upper limb and lower limb is not connected. You can individually understand the things, okay? Upper limb, if you want to study upper limb, you can go for upper limb session. If you want to study for lower limb like this, you can go for lower limb session. No worries, Nikhil. Okay. So yes. So write down, normal obturator artery is a branch of anterior division of internal iliac artery. Internal iliac artery. Abnormal obturator artery is anastomosis of, it's the pubic branch of obturator artery anastomosing with the pubic branch of inferior epigastric artery. Inferior epigastric artery. So sometimes this anastomosis is very large. Sometimes this anastomosis is very large. At times this anastomosis is very large, and at times abnormal obturator artery will lie medially on lacunar ligament. Will lie medially on lacunar ligament. And when the surgeon wants to cut the medial aspect, they are going to injure the abnormal obturator artery, and there will be the whole surgical side will be full of bleeding, and it becomes very difficult for controlling the bleeding, and then ligation and suture has to be applied. Okay, so this was one point. The other related point is psoas abscess. Now, my dear friends, can you see here what I told you when I was explaining the psoas muscle? And so I told you psoas and iliacus, both muscles are, can you see here? These are the muscles which is of abdomen arising from the lumbar vertebrae. And then can you see here? This is becoming very tendon-like. Okay, write on. Yes, Shali Srivastava, write on. Okay. Yeah. So you can see here this psoas muscle, when reaching the femoral triangle, it becomes very thin tendon-like. That means if there is infection of lumbar vertebrae, actually in case of tuberculosis and bacterial infection also, TB means tuberculosis, commonly involves lumbar vertebrae. So there is bone TB very common. Okay, bone TB hota hai, usme lumbar vertebrae involved hota hai. So the infection from lumbar region can reside where? That means infection from abdomen region can reach the lower limb, and this mode of infection, which is traversing via psoas major muscle from the abdominal region, from the lumbar vertebrae and going into the lower limb, this is a mode of transmission and formation of psoas abscess. Okay, So yes, students, so I was today also not able to finish adductor region. So tomorrow it will take hardly 15 minutes to cover up. So tomorrow topic I will include this also. Okay, lymph node of Cloquet. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Siddiqui. Yeah, see here. So here you can see, so I'm erasing all this. Now see here. Here, if you will see, this is the medial most compartment. This is what? This is medial most compartment. This is medial most compartment of femoral sheath. Femoral sheath. What is it called as? The medial most compartment of femoral sheath is called as, the medial most compartment of femoral sheath is called as femoral canal. So here you can see there is a rounded structure. What is it? This is lymph node. Which lymph node? This is called as lymph node of Cloquet or Rosenmuller. It is actually deep inguinal lymph node. This is deep inguinal lymph node. So one of the lymph node was lying in the superficial fascia. What was that? That was superficial inguinal lymph node. If we go more deeper in the femoral triangle, on the deeper aspect, whole of the superficial inguinal lymph node ultimately drains into deep inguinal lymph node, and this group of lymph node which is lying in the area of medial most compartment or femoral canal is called as deep inguinal lymph node. Other name which is given to it, it is called as lymph node of Cloquet or Rosenmuller. Siddiqui, is it okay? Okay, Ganesh Schwarz abscess. Actually, in just 5-10 minutes, I have to start another session also. Schwarz abscess, once more, okay. So, okay. Yeah, see here. Okay, let me explain once more, 2 minutes. Okay, just see here. This is vertebrae. What are these? These are lumbar vertebrae. These are lumbar vertebrae. Okay. These are lumbar vertebrae. Now, I told you when I was explaining femoral triangle, I told you psoas muscle and iliacus muscle. Psoas muscle is a muscle of abdominal region. Why? Because it is originating from lumbar vertebrae. Lumbar vertebrae, so okay, yes, you can take the subscription, Shri. Yes, you can take the subscription and you can use the code ANAT10 for 10% discount. So you can use this code ANAT10. Okay, Shri, you can use the code ANAT10 for 10% discount, and it is extremely useful if you take the plus subscription of Unacademy, because you will get every notes, every MCQs, and brilliant performance will improve. So you can take this, and ANAT10 is the code, and you can take the subscription for NEET PG. So yes, student was asking, Ganesh. Okay, so lumbar vertebrae, the muscles are arising. Psoas major muscle. So muscles arising from lumbar vertebrae in the abdomen region, and this lumbar vertebra is a very common site for tuberculosis. Okay, it's a bacterial infection caused by acid fast bacilli, tubercular bacilli. So more commonly, that means the muscle of the abdomen, if there is so much of infection, bacterial and other kind of infection, that will form fluid or collection of, can you see here, these are fluid collection in the psoas muscle, and this will ultimately reach in femoral triangle. Is it okay, Ganesh? Have you understood? Okay. For any kind of updates and all, you can join me, Mona Lisa Anatomy. My group name is Mona Lisa Anatomy. So you can join this Telegram group, Mona Lisa Anatomy. Ma'am, please try to cover complete lower limb. Yes, I will surely try. I will cover if you are attentive in the class, and if you are coming for my live sessions. So I will definitely complete whole of the lower limb. Thank you so much. But I'm ending. I have to start NEET PG session now. Thank you. All the best. We'll meet exactly tomorrow, 6 p.m. The session will be of 1 hour, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's okay. Thank you, everyone. So we will meet tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you. Always keep your notebook along with you for making notes along with me. I will write along with you. Don't worry. Thank you. Crystal clear session. Thank you so much, Sivani. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, dear.